Hey guys, Lance from the MTG Lance channel. It's a bit of different lighting. I know, my bad. I want to talk about a few things. First off, the delay in videos and the time changing and stuff. Tuesdays makes it a lot easier for me. I'll try to keep doing them on Mondays, but it may move to Tuesdays. And if that does happen, I'll let you know these vlogs. I like doing them, and I know a good amount of you like listening to them. I'm going to be selling cards soon, first off. And I know I always say I'll try to get gameplay, and it never happens, but I really want to do it. And it's just really hard for me right now to get that all sorted out and all that. I wanted to talk about mats, sleeves, and deck boxes, and what I think of them. Let's start off with mats here. They're really, they aren't necessary, they're more of a utility. They're very nice to put your cards on, and if you want to keep them clean and not dirty, they're very nice. They're also identifies your space of where you're playing. They're nice and smooth, so you're not getting your cards all scratched up or your sleeves all scratched up. And it just looks nice, especially if you don't have ones like me where they're just pitch colors and you get cool looking art ones or ones you win. They're very nice looking and they make you look really cool, and it makes just everything look a lot cooler. I've always wanted to win a playmat, and I've always wanted to buy a real playmat, like a artwork playmat. But I haven't been able to get to that soon, so, you know, that's that. Sleeves. I really think you guys want to invest in sleeves, especially if you're newer players. They're worth the money, they're worth the time, and they're worth just putting cards in the sleeves. First off, you can use these just to make proxies with. Like, if you have a card that you want to play, but you don't have it, you print it off, you put a card like a land or a token card. You wanted to use an actual card because I've noticed the token cards are a little bit thinner due to not having to have the blue line in them. You want to get a card that you don't want to use, usually land, because I have boxes of land that I don't use. What you do is you put the card backwards, put it in there, and you don't have to put it in backwards, I just put the cards in backwards. And then you print out the card, you cut out the card, and you make sure it fits in here. And you put that proxy of the printout on here. That makes it so you can actually play proxies. So then you don't even have to worry about having the real card. If you're not in a tournament situation, you have to have the cards, and there's some variations of where you can. It's a bit confusing. But you need to make sure your opponent you're playing is okay with it. Because if they want to actually play a real deck, real versus real, and you play a proxy deck, they're going to be like, hey, come on, man, I asked for a real deck. So invest in sleeves, especially if you have really expensive cards like Jace Mind Sculptor. You want a double sleeve? That's where you get a thin sleeve into a little bit of a bigger sleeve, and you put them together. There's certain sleeves that do it very well. Not Ultra Pro. Don't get Ultra Pro if you're trying to protect your cards. Get these for style. They're actually, I've heard a lot of bad stories about them. I don't think this one's Ultra Pro, actually. This one I know isn't Ultra Pro. This is an Ultra Pro. I think this one might actually be Ultra Pro. Has my Frog Lizard token. And you can get different designs and stuff like that. But those, if you are just looking for that, is fine. You want to get not Ultra Pro unless you really don't care, then it doesn't bug anyone. KMCs, those are the ones that protect your sleeves best. I've actually found these ones, I don't know what brand they are, but this actual card itself, and I don't know if they have individual brands, are the best sleeves I've ever had. They last long, they're very sleek, they are very thin, and they play with very nicely. And those I think you should invest into. They're worth the money, and they're worth it. And they protect your cards, and they make it easy to play, to shuffle. You can do more shuffling techniques. The playmat is a bonus. It helps everything, and it's just kind of, yes, they're necessary if you want to protect your cards. You don't have to use them, but they're an accessory that is fun to have. Sleeves, I think you should have all the time, because if you start playing without sleeves, and this is a sleeve deck, you start playing cards without sleeves, and they start to get, I don't think this is a good example, but no, this one's not. Kind of. I don't think you can see that close. Let me zoom in. I don't think you can. No, you can't really. But they'll get scratches in them, and people, like, when you start selling cards, they're not going to like that. It's going to be lightly played, and you won't be able to make as much money off of it because of that fact. Deck boxes are very good because you can usually put sleeves in them. This is Ultra Pro. And it fits usually a 60-card deck. You can get other ones. This is a weak, flimsy, plastic Ultra Pro one. So this one's a bit weaker, but still, even if you're new, get a deck box to hold your cards. It's easier than putting them in a rubber band and bending them or losing your cards because you can't get a hold of them. This keeps them nice and secure usually. They usually don't fall out, and I just slide this up. And they don't usually fall out very easily. Like, I have an entire deck here. We're not putting any effort into it. I mean, you're not going to be slamming your cards around usually. And it's not opening just due to gravitational pull. The built design, and you can't really see this very well from yours. They have it so you can see right here in this crevice. See that crevice there? It keeps it so it's normally closed and it won't open easily. They can be opened. Some are better than others. I've seen the really soft protective ones with the magnetic sleeves. Those are good. They open up a little bit easier. So my friends had one that has problems with it. The others are good. So just look. There's other videos by another YouTuber that I'm subscribed to. I'll put the link down below who does videos like these. Go check those out. They're very good. So sorry about not having a lot of content. I will be doing a deck tech. There will be proxies in this one because I do not have all the Scry lands and the Shock lands, which I should probably get a playset of all the Shock lands as quick as possible before they get really expensive. Trust me, invest in those lands. Those special lands, not the gates, but the special lands, because they will go back up in price. What happened was when they last printed them, the Shock lands were gone for such a long time that the price of them went up because the rarity of them went even higher because there wasn't very many. When they reprint them, the price will go down again. But I mean, if you're playing against some newer players or even just playing again and you want to play those Shock lands, you can be like, yay guys, guess what? I got Shock lands, and they're the older Shock lands, so they look really cool. So invest in those. Those are really worth the investing. Some cards are really worth investing in the long term. Some aren't. I say the Shock lands, the Fetch lands, those will be good. Those will be internal formats that are played for a long time. People have been asking me about the ban list and what I think will happen to Zoo and Black Green. And I think the Zoo was really good before it. Like, it wasn't really good without it. What made that Zoo was Wild. I'm going to call it Wildcat. It's Nactol or something like that, but I'm going to call it Wildcat. It made the deck. It really made it work really well. When they banned it, it was really hard for the deck to run, and it just plummeted. People still play it. I've seen variations with Dark Confidant and Geist of Saintrap, which is actually really cool and really fun to play against. And now that he's unbanned, the price of him's gone up, and he's going to be played. Zoo's going to be coming back, and I know a lot of you have bad memories of it, but I like playing against it. It's fun to see those decks run. They're strong, they're powerful, and they're really good. Detention Sphere is a good way to deal with those. Path to Exile. Burn, Sunburn, Lightning Bolt. This is the modern format I'm talking about. If you don't know what modern is, go search up formats. You really need to do that right now and figure that out because it's going to help you in the long run. Blitter Blossom for the blue-blacks is going to come in now. I really don't think that card is overpowered. I think it's very strong though. You're losing a life for a 1/1, which is actually worth it. And if you're playing it, you have a way to get rid of it late game, because the problem is if you lose too much life, then you start getting drawbacks from it and you lose too much life. It's very good though. I'm kind of disappointed they got rid of Deathrite Shaman in Modern and it's banned. I don't think it was the worst decision. I get where they're coming from. I just think for that card, that was its format. It needed to be in Modern. That's what its format is. They may unban it later and still in Modern because there's a while. Modern's the longest span of cards besides Legacy and Vintage, but those are a lot more expensive and have a lot less of time of ban lists. I think if you really want to invest in a format, do it for Modern because that will last you a while and it's still very good meta and still very fun. So thank you guys for watching. I hope you don't hear all the screaming in the background. If you do, I apologize now. Thank you for watching. This is Lance from TG Lance Channel. I know I've been gone for a while. I'll try to make a deck tech soon and get back on it. So thank you guys for watching. Peace.